All right. So it is Friday, February 2nd, 2024, which means last night was our chapter 2 discussion on our Rich as F study group for the book by Amanda Francis, which is Rich as F, right? I didn't actually catch y'all up last night. It dawned on me I didn't catch y'all up on the tea. I got water on the tea about the other book that was called Rich AF that came out. A couple things just to catch y'all up on that really quickly. There was Amanda released her book in 2020, 2021, something like that, and it's called Rich. And she says as F asterisk CK, which me as a lawyer, I went and looked to see, what the intellectual property and the trademark and copyright registrations were saying. And so she does have that trademarked in some ways and some other things because I looked because at the end of 2023, early 2024, apparently another book was published called Rich AF, right? And Amanda also, her name is Amanda Francis. So she uses the AF as a play on both as fuck and her initials. Okay. So when we had our chapter meeting, our chapter 1 meeting back in January, I was discussing this in the group about how it's so interesting that this whole book came up and geeked out a little bit as an attorney, even though I'm not an intellectual property attorney, and nothing that I'm saying here is legal advice or legal opinion. It's literally just taking my legal education and saying, let me be more curious and do a little bit more digging. At any rate, last week I heard, or earlier this week, I heard Amanda talking about it in two regards, because she had been like, I would say, uncharacteristically quiet about it from what I had seen. I don't see everything she posts, but I do, see a lot of her content because I'm preparing, for each of our meetings. And I want this to be the most robust experience for everybody involved with the Rich AF study group in the squad. And so she talked about how, she's self-published and apparently she sold over 350,000 copies of this book. I know I have two copies, right? Because I have the hard copy, I have the audio, and I have the journal as well. So at any rate, publishing houses were originally reaching out to her and she chose to self-publish. Well, one of the publishing houses who was courting her ended up courting the woman who wrote Rich AF, the book, right? And so they published the book, Rich AF, and Amanda sued them. So she did actually pursue a lawsuit. And last I heard from her, she said they settled. I don't know what all that's going to include. The book, as far as I know, the second book is still on Amazon as of like a couple days ago. I was being nosy and checking. And again, next thing, right? Because we have to protect what we create. And so if you don't know who I am, because I'm putting this in the Rich AF study group, but I'm also going to share it with the rest of my email list because I think it's important that you understand a little bit more about sort of some of the offerings we have in the squad. So with our Rich AF study group, we did chapter 2. It's February, so we're doing one chapter a month with the exception of next month where we have a guest speaker, and I'll talk on that in a quick second. And so, in terms of creating spaces, is something that I do. All of 2023, I hosted open co-working work sprints Mondays from 12:30 to 2 p.m. Eastern, and at no charge, and they're back this coming Monday. You can join us. And what was interesting was that someone who spent quite a lot of time in my co-working work sprint were actually held out some comments last couple weeks ago on LinkedIn that made it seem to her clients that she was using my strategies for her clients without attributing that to me. I called her out privately and I called her out publicly. And she took it down and she made some changes and did a public apology and did not tag me. I did not tag her, but I did show that she had done it. And so her name was there. And I think it's really important that when you create something that you protect it, however that looks. And it will be sometimes that there are people in your community, in your sphere, who will try to take what's rightfully yours. And this is not the first time this has happened to me. I did have legal counsel get involved a couple of years ago with the No Small Business Left Behind that I created in a neighboring city, tried to hold it out as their own, which I actually have a trademark on it, so it can't be used locally. I say all of that to say that as you expand, things may happen that try to pull you back down or hold you down. And the best way to sort of address those are to take all the legal precautions and get all of the legal protection that you can, and then call it out if you feel led to do so, and then also move forward and continue to be positive. So Amanda sold what, 350,000, I think she said, copies of the book. She just released a Spanish version last week. And so I say all of that to say that it's really an awesome journey we're on this year, and being part of that energy, that vibrational vicinity, right? So now she's this best-selling, top-selling author. We're being swept up in this, and I actually woke up to some very good news from one of our community members that she's making five figures, like mid five figures a month on a contract. And so I'm just a month, right? So I'm just like super excited about the energy and about you being here. Okay, so last night we went through chapter 2. A lot of what came up, it's about owning your power, really trying to dispel lies, internal lies, and self-limiting beliefs, and walking through these specific strategies and steps that Amanda shares in the book about how to overcome anything that we have going on that's holding us back. And then we talked through our journal prompts and had really vibrant conversation. Next month for I forgot. Okay. And then the last piece is homework. So this is really important. The homework, and I'm at 7 minutes, so I want to speed this up. So we actually have a homework assignment, and I'm going to drop it in a group and actually do a shorter group video so that you can see it just in one quick snap. So in addition to preparing for next month's meeting, which I'm going to touch on super quickly, we are each taking one step in furtherance of something that we truly want, because that's what chapter 2 is all about. What do you really, really want? If nobody would be mad at you, if you wouldn't upset anybody, if money weren't an object, like all of those things were removed, what do you really, really want at your core? And so tapping into that, everyone in the community of our Rich AF study group is choosing one thing that we want and taking one step in furtherance of taking us closer to that thing. An example would be, let's say you want to have a home. I live in South Florida. You want to have a home on Star Island. One step in furtherance of that could be that you begin to search on Zillow what the homes of your type that you want cost, and start getting an idea of what that expense would be. That's one step. That's just taking you one step closer to the thing you want. We're not saying spend a bunch of money. It doesn't have to cost anything. If you have options where you can actually go and view a home that you're interested in, we always want to be mindful of wasting the time of real estate professionals when we're not ready to purchase. So doing open houses is a really great way for that. One step in furtherance of, right? So if you can't see it, can't be it, is often touted. Okay, so that is our homework that we're doing. That is deliverable when we meet in February. And with our Pleasure 101, Natasha Riley, this homework with the Pleasure 101 basics, as well as her audio files that she's left in our homeworks. You can listen to those, and you're going to chart that out and answer the 3 questions in your Pleasure 101 basics. And our guest speaker will be Natasha Riley, who will be talking us through that overlap of what does pleasure really look like. And this is not just about sex. This is about money and life and what truly makes your heart soar. So we're talking about what you really want and then talking about the pleasure associated with going after and achieving what we really want. Okay, so we're at 10 minutes. Thank you all. I look forward to seeing you. Our next meeting will be March 10th, the first. That can't be right. It has to be March 7th. Yeah, the first Thursday in March. Let's put it that way. Okay. And I will see you soon. Bye.